Hello guys, I'm Vero, and in today's video I'm going to make a portrait using pastel pencils. But first, this video is very kindly sponsored by Skillshare, an online learning community for creatives where millions of people come together to take the next step in their creative journey by learning something new every day, everywhere. On Skillshare, you can find thousands of classes made by creators for everyone to learn about a lot of different things, like fine art, photography, design, illustration, freelancing, video editing, and much more. If you want to explore new skills and deepen existing passions, go on Skillshare and start your journey. Skillshare is also very affordable. With less than $1 a month, with the annual subscription, you can get access to all of the classes that they have. Like this one that teaches you a bunch of techniques and tricks on how you can use pencils, and I strongly think that those techniques can also be used with charcoal and pastels, so I highly recommend you to watch this class. Also, recently, the idea of creating a comic really started to knock on my head, so I've been really into storytelling courses and classes, and this one is called Storytelling 101 because I really want to learn how to write good stories and develop original characters because I know nothing about those things, so it's better I start soon if I want to write a comic one day. If you're curious about the classes that I've talked about, I will link them down below with another link that Skillshare gave me. The first 500 of you that will use that link to sign up to Skillshare can get 2 months of premium subscription for free. So check it out, because that gives you access to all of the classes that are on Skillshare. So I highly recommend you to try it out. Today I'm painting with pastels, and I say painting and not coloring because the experience of using pastels is much more similar to painting than just coloring. I personally don't like to use normal colored pencils to make this realistic-ish portraits because they are so time-consuming and boring to use. But pastel pencils, or even just pastel sticks, are just so fun and satisfying to use. They blend very easily, they layer very easily, and you can get amazing results with them in 0 time. Unfortunately, in this art community, they are very underrated. I haven't seen many people that uses them. I want everyone to use them. Pastels are a much older medium than colored pencils. Artists like Toulouse-Lautrec, Degas, Renoir, and many others use them in a very successful way, and artists still use them. And I've always loved pastel works, and I love what you're able to achieve with them. I also want to mention that a lot of the artists that you see in the art streets of the world, like Montmartre in Paris or La Ramblas in Barcelona, uses pastels to draw portraits with. They use also graphite and charcoal and a technique that's called dry brushing, but that's another thing. But a lot of them use pastels because they're fairly quick to use if you're a master like they are. Pastels are so versatile. You can make realistic blended work, you can make a pastel drawing look like an old painting, guys. Or you can make expressionist work full of textures and all of what you want. It's all up to you, but only the fact that you can do all of those things with pastels is amazing. Of course, pastels have a bad side. They are quite messy, and finding the right fixative, it's rather difficult. They're basically sticks made out of pigments, and they're made with powder basically, so you definitely need a fixative to finish up your drawings, because otherwise your drawing is going to fly away if you sneeze on it, like, you know what I mean? It's going to disappear in the wind. Cheap pastels are going to be less pigmented, and the more expensive the better, of course, like it's always with any art supply. But I can say that no matter what you've got with pastels, even if you got cheap ones, I feel like you can always get very decent results with them because it's such a simple medium. It's like graphite pencils, most of them are good no matter what brand or how much they are. Of course, there are like the super fancy ones, but you can get decent results with all pencils no matter what you've got. The cool thing about pastel is that they also come in a bunch of different formats, like the pastel pencils that I'm using in this video, the classic pastel sticks that I personally use for bigger drawings, and the rather new pan pastels, which are like eyeshadows basically. And I have kind of mixed feelings about them. I still haven't figured out how to use them correctly. Of course, I like the pencils because it's no stress, no dirt. I like them for that. And yeah, a lot of brands make specific pastel paper as well. That's more like porous than normal paper, so that the powder adhere better on the surface. But I think that pastels, they work pretty good on normal paper, like not like cheap copy paper, but any paper would do in my opinion. Even this one goes well with it. It just works. And by the way, what I'm using in this video is just the cheapest paper roll that Ikea has for kids. I made the sketchbook out of that. I know, very professional, I know. But it works. I mean, I made a sketchbook years ago and I never draw on it because I made it specifically to use with charcoal, pencil, pastels, but I don't really use those medium very often. And to be honest, I haven't really been drawing much in the past years. So yeah, I haven't used the sketchbook much. It's not because the paper sucks. Because it sucks and I can't use any other medium on it, but it's fine for charcoal and pastels because whatever, I don't really care. These are just studies for me. I just don't care about what happened to them. I don't plan to sell them or hang them on the wall. I just draw them there to practice. So whatever. If you want to make professional drawings with pastels or charcoal, you should definitely use better paper though. Yeah. Oh, another good thing about pastels is that they are also water soluble, so you can literally paint with them. They just work like watercolors, like very chalky watercolors if you wet them, but you can blend them and things like that and achieve interesting results by mixing the wet and dry techniques. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so versatile. I just love them so much. Anyway, when I use Pastels pencils or pastel in general, I usually use them over watercolor paintings or over gouache or to correct some mistakes, you know what I mean? But sometimes I use them on their own to make this kind of drawings like I'm doing in this video. I slowly build each layer, I blend here and there. Sometimes I use a stump like the ones that I'm using in this video. Sometimes a brush. I like using brushes to blend with charcoal and pastels as well. Because I like brushes, you know, I like to paint. The way they layer, it's not like normal colored pencils. I feel like if you lay down blue and then you put on yellow and you blend a little bit, you get green. So it's very similar to oil pastels, the way they blend and layer. This means that you don't need necessarily to get all the colors already made to paint with them, because you can achieve the color that of your desire by layering them and blending them together, so it's great. The pastel pencils I'm using in this video are by Stabilo. They're called carbothello. I don't know why they're called like that, but yeah, that they were the only ones that I was able to find basically. I bought them years ago. Still, like, they're full. I haven't used it. I feel like you don't need that much. I mean, if you always use them, you need them, but in my case, I didn't need that much. A lot of other brands make them, but I haven't tried any other really, because I don't have art supply shops in my city, so I have to be happy with whatever I find on Amazon. And I saw that they have Conte a Paris pastel pencils, which are like very liked by a lot of people, and I might buy them one day, but only when I finish these ones, because I don't want to buy things I don't really use often, because I don't have much money to waste. Anyway, one thing, pastel pencils usually are more scratchy than just sticks pastels and any other kind of pastels, because they have to be harder. Because in a pencil, of course, you can't fit a huge lid. The lid must be rather small, and if it's not hard, if it's too soft, it will break always, like every second. So they need to be on the hard side. That's why they're like a bit more art. Anyway, guys, I think I don't have anything else to say about pastels, so thank you for, if you came this far in this video, well, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, your support, your comments. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You make my days, really. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and bye guys. Bye. Anyway, you're not watching me right now, but I'm moving my hands like crazy. I don't know, I feel like the Italian me has come out. It's crazy. You can't see me though. Anyway, I'm really moving my arms a lot and my hands, just like a stereotypical Italian. Anyway, bye.